Golf is perhaps the most perplexing of games because in a snap, you can go from being a player to a hacker. Golf equipment manufacturers will tell you their products provide the panacea for the game's difficulties. For many years, Frank Thomas was the United States Golf Association's Director of Research. Utilizing tools such as the Iron Byron Robot Golfer and other sophisticated testing devices, Thomas evaluated thousands of clubs and balls during his tenure. Now, he has his own company and a new book that offers his unique perspective on what golfers really need to understand about themselves and the game they love.
I think when you understand why you play the game of golf, you'll really understand why your needs and your wants are a little different. The average golfer hits the ball 192 yards, and he thinks he hits it 240 yards.
He does. He hits it once or twice, and that becomes the standard.
That's right. We take the extraordinary and consider it as commonplace, and that's where we but that's our ego. That's what we do. 90% of the equipment is better than 90% of the people that it's designed to be used for, and it's taken us 400 years to get there. It's evolved. Golfers are suckers because we really believe that there is something out there that's going to improve our game, and we can buy it. And when we do buy a piece of equipment, and certainly if it costs you $500, $600, you look down and you say, wow, I can hit that. And sure enough, you get out on the range and you start hitting it well, you get out on the first tee and you hit it well, everybody says to you, let me see that club. 3 or 4 months later, that club starts misbehaving itself just the way the other clubs did. So there's no magic in the club. I think if you understand some of the basic terms that are being used, like moment of inertia and coefficient of restitution. Moment of inertia, all that means is it's more forgiving, and you move the weight to the outside of the club and it makes it more forgiving. Well, that innovation came through by Carsten Solheim in the 60s. Coefficient of restitution is a relatively new advancement, and it means there's a spring-like effect in a driver. And it's only in drivers that we're talking about any significant spring-like effect. Once you've reached that, then you can't go any further. So the manufacturer will say, I've got the new club, and it's going to hit the ball, implying 20 yards further. They're not saying that anymore, but they're implying that. And we, because we're suckers and because we believe in magic, we say, yeah, okay, I'll buy it. But then they give you all these little terms to try and justify what they're saying. And really, it's a lot of mumbo jumbo. That doesn't mean the equipment's not good. Equipment is very good, but it's hard to make it any better. So it is only tweaking, and it is only tweaking just a little bit. And sometimes you move weights around and say, well, we can change your slice into a draw. And the answer is you can't do that. I mean, you can move the weight around and it may affect the flight of the ball a little bit, but if you've got a bad slice, you need a lesson. You can't go and buy that. And so we've got to recognize that. But that's not the way it's sold. Now, the most advanced technology, here it is, 3 months from now, we've got another one. What happened to that? I mean, the laws of physics don't change overnight. And so we've got to recognize that, yes, the product is good. No, it doesn't change. The advances aren't going to change that much. And innovations are very hard to come by. I think that's why when we look at the individual pieces of equipment, I think it's now working on set makeup. You don't need a set of clubs that's going to cost you $4,000, it's not going to make any difference than a standard set of clubs. A standard set of clubs is very good for 90% of it. You must have the right shaft flex for you and make sure you've got the right lie angle for you, because that, as we change in stature, the lie angle is going to be different, and that will affect the flight of the ball. And then when you start hitting the ball consistently, then you can start tweaking it.
Ah, consistency. Along with the onslaught of new clubs every season, the myriad number of choices in golf balls is equally baffling. But Thomas feels it's simply a matter of finding the right match based on your swing speed.
You look at balls that were made 50 years ago, there used to be 3 or 4 balls in a dozen, which are terrible. Real dogs. Now, all the balls are good. Not only that, the methods of production have been perfected. We have now different constructions. We now have different balls for different swing speeds. And those are the things we should be looking for. And we shouldn't believe that just because Tiger Woods can play well with a golf ball, that particular golf ball, we can do it. It's not going to hurt us, but it's really not going to make us play like Tiger. But at the same time, there are other balls for slower swing speeds with softer cores that will perform very well for the average golfer.
This is Jamie McWilliams.